Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Fikri bin Surani, and today I'm going to present my final year project of my project academic with the title Impact of Transit-Oriented Development (TOD) towards Property Market Value at Subang Jaya LRT Station, Selangor. Before I start, I want to thanks to Dr. Wanur Hishamuddin as my supervisor because he helped me a lot and assist me in completing this project academic. Okay, now I have list of topics that I will present after this. Okay, first we will talk about the research background, and the second one is problem statement. After that, we going to present a research question. After that, aim and objective. After that, methodology, data analysis, summary of findings, and the last one is conclusion. Okay, now we go to the research background. Okay, first basically, all of us know transit-oriented development (TOD) can give an effect to grow the economy sector in our country, especially to the surround area. It can help increasing the market value, selling market value, also rental value of the property because of the demand. Public transportation get a lot of demand because of that transportation will ease the citizen to travel from one point to another point. Example of public transportation that we can find in Malaysia is public transportation such as LRT, monorail, commuter, rapid bus, and taxis, and so on. Transportation and land value must be simultaneous with the development of our countries, because of investors are looking for properties that can bring a profit to them, especially invested in real estate sector. Normally, the development with a good access with the public transportation have a high potential to be an investor target for their investment purpose. Okay, now we go to the problem statement. Okay, there is 3 problem statement for these studies. Okay, first is transit-oriented development (TOD) really can rise up the market price of the properties around. And the second one is properties market surrounded by transit-oriented development (TOD) has a high demand compared to a supply. And the third one is the price can be affected by the transit-oriented development nearby because the high demand of the properties are near with the public transport station. Okay, now we go to the research question of these studies. First, what are the factors that can affect the change of property market surround public transport station? And the next one is why transit-oriented development (TOD) can be a factors that influencing properties market values. Okay, now we go to the aim of these studies. Okay, this study is totally to find out and prove the transit-oriented development is an element that can help increasing the value or market price of a properties. Okay, and then we have objective of the studies. We have 2 objectives, which is to identify transit-oriented development factors that can affect the change of properties market values around the public transport station, and also to assess the transit-oriented development factors that influencing properties market values. Okay, and now for the methodologies part. In this research, they have 2 type of method that will be used, which is the literature review and also the desktop research. From the literature review, that literature review is a one point that I gain the idea to achieve the answer for the objective and the question of this research. The resource of literature review that I got is from another previous research, and also the journal and newspaper. And for the desktop research, usually I research from the website, but from the agency's website, Malaysian government agencies such as BRICS, iProperties Report, Age Prop Index, Rancangan Tempatan Daerah, from Majlis Bandaraya Subang Jaya, and also Rancangan Struktur Negeri Selangor, and also NAPIC Transaction Report. Okay, now for the data analysis. Okay, what I got from the literature review and desktop research to achieve the objective of this research. Okay, firstly, we go to the literature review. It helped me to answer and achieve the first objective, which is to identify the TOD factors that can affect the change of properties market around the public transport station. Also, for the desktop research, it helped me to get the answer for the both objective of this research, which is to identify the TOD factors that can affect change of property market around the public transport station, and to assess the TOD factors that influence property market value. Okay, now I want to show the location of LRT station that are usually used by Subang Jaya's citizen. Okay, there is 6 main station that usually busy, always busy, while peak hour. The first one is Subang Jaya LRT station. There is a main station that have an exchange station between the KTM and LRT, and we have a SS15 LRT station, also SS18 LRT station, USJ7 LRT station, Taipan LRT station, and the last one is Wawasan LRT station. This, you can see the location of the LRT stations that shows the area is surrounded by the commercial areas and the residential areas, so it will ease a lot of citizens works to travel to anywhere. Okay, now we're going to the housing market price transaction. This is the table that I got from, that I refers from the NAPIC transactions report. Okay, we can see the two type of housing, which is the high rise and the landed housing. We can see here there is an average transaction price and also the transacted price per square feet. Okay, we can see from 2016 until 2020 there is increasement the value of properties, and it keep going increase from years to years. Okay, as you know, 2016 is the first year of the operation of Subang Jaya LRT station. Okay, now we're going to the high rise housing and the average transacted price percentage. Okay, we see from the flat, apartment, condominium, also service apartment, there is positive increasement. There is 30, 40, 10, 13% increasement each year. So it's really good. It's been really good for investors to invest their properties at Subang Jaya. Okay, now for the summary of findings. Okay, so what can we conclude to make sure to show that I have achieved the objective 1 and objective 2. Okay, for the objective 1, what can I conclude that I achieved is the properties near to the public transportation, especially in the range of walking distance that we can walk in under 1 kilometers. We have a high demand and have a potential in investment, because the price of all the value keep increasing the market value because of its accessibilities, because the citizens that is to travel somewhere. So for the objective 2, what can be concluded is transit oriented development is a major factors that can be seen that can influence the change in the market price of the properties. Based on the statistic that I found, it can prove the increasement of the price from 2016 until 2020 is a lot of increasement that we can see, a lot of percentage that we can see. So we can see that we can prove that Subang Jaya that have a high potential in investing properties for future, because of because of the nearest TOD. The TOD concept is provide all the facilities, other facilities, to ease the citizens in below 1 kilometer walking distance. So really help them in their daily routine. Okay, so the conclusion of these studies or this project academics is, okay, to complete these studies have a limitation that in completing to complete this research, because the restriction of during COVID-19, we have a MCO, and it make me to hard to find out and to gain the data from some authorities. So the data may not be enough to prove is the transit oriented development is really affect the properties price. And also the both of the objective for this study are answered and achieved based on the articles and report from the government agencies that provide the housing date relate. Okay, so that's all from me. Thank you.